creep over the rim of the stadium, so that will be an issue first couple innings. Rockies lineup tonight, it's brought to you by McDonald's. A few changes for Colorado. Seth Smith will lead off. He's in left field. Clint Barmas at second. Todd Helton at first. Brad Hoff is the cleanup hitter tonight. Troy Tulowitzki fifth. Ian Stewart is sixth. Garrett Atkins, the designated hitter. He had 3 hits last night. He is hitting seventh tonight. Carlos Gonzalez in the lineup in center field, and Paul Phillips will do the catching. This is the way the A's line up defensively. Holiday, Davis, and Cust in the outfield. Crosby, Cabrera, Kennedy, Giambi the infielders, and Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. Ever heard that song before?
Oh yeah, I'd never knew the name of it, but this is great for Trevor Cahill, isn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is this is like 1968. He was born in.
Oh, I know, but it says it likes. He does, you know.
I like it too.
Last night it was a Stockton 209 for Dallas Braden.
I like it too.
Yeah. Hey, if he likes this song to stay mellow so he can pitch as effectively as he did his last start, then do it. Maybe take the disc on the road.
Really?
So he pitches away from the Coliseum. I like it. Well, he was outstanding against the Giants and got his record back to 5-5. There's the son and Jack Custize in right field. The 6:05, maybe 6:07 first pitch start here in the Bay Area. Trevor Cahill 3-0. This sixth start of the month of June, and he is perfect so far with a couple of no decisions, but he's pitching well. And just keep it going.
So the first pitch of the ball game is in for a strike to the left fielder Seth Smith. So Smith getting the start. Dexter Fowler was the leadoff hitter last night. So the Rockies 38-35 on the year. Mentioned the streak that they're on where they've won 18 out of 21. They've also won 7 out of their last 9. And a game over 500 on the road, 21-20. So that's the setup for Colorado. It's the middle series of a 9-game trip for them. They will play at the Dodgers next week, and that'll wrap up the 9-game trip. Seth Smith hits one high to left center, and Rajai Davis a long run, and he tracks it down.
But there's the importance of the center fielder taking charge. Ball from Smith kept slicing actually into left field. But Rajai Davis now talking to Matt Holliday, and you know, you want to see that. You want to see the center fielder be able to take charge so that he can go right center, left center, especially with the speed of Rajai Davis. And so corner in outfielder just kind of back off and let him take charge.
One out for Clint Barmas, who takes a first pitch strike.
The last start for Cahill. He had more fly ball outs and ground ball outs, and as much as his pitches were moving, I mentioned that after the game. He said, "Really?" I mean, but you know, you just assume with ball moving as much as it was going to be more ground balls.
First hit of the ball game is a line single to center field for Clint Barmas. And that start 1 walk and 4 strikeouts in that win against the Giants.
Ball left up just a little bit. If he wants the sinking action and wants it to go down a little bit more, that was left up so that Barmas could drive the ball to center field.
So here's Todd Helton. Helton had a big hit in last night's game. Probably wasn't the prettiest hit he's ever got, but a hit nonetheless. He got jammed and kind of rolled one down the third base line, and it ended up being a 2-run single. 9 home runs and 51 RBIs. The RBIs 8th best in the National League for Helton.
Mentioned earlier about Todd Helton in the draft, and at the time Ariel Prieto was drafted by the A's because the A's knew that he was ready. It was within a year he's in the big leagues, and so the A's selected him. Todd Helton was young and blossomed into a great player. But when you draft players, you draft them based on your needs at the time.
Helton was the 8th overall pick in that 1995 draft, and I think Prieto was the pick before. Is that right?
Yeah.
The franchise leader in games, runs, hits, doubles, homers, and RBIs, Todd Helton. Could indeed call him Mr. Rocky.
Well, the A's left fielder who was with the Rockies for 5 years had a chance to maybe surpass some of those numbers had he stayed with the Rockies, and he's offered the contract but opted. The A's were able to trade for him.
Adam Kennedy makes the catch on the high pop up. So 2 outs for Brad Hopp.
Batting in the 4th position, right fielder, number 11, Brad Hopp.
So Brad Hopp steps in. And this will be a good matchup to watch tonight. Cahill with that, of course, the great sinker, but Hopp, typical of left-handed hitters, very good low ball hitter, and Hopp is having a terrific season.
I think the one thing with a left-hander, if you get a certain lefty that will take the fastball that you're running away from and hit it to left field, that's good hitting. That's why the two-seamer inside, the back the hitter off the plate, has become a very important pitch for Cahill. You see Suzuki set up outside, the ball's going to run away from the lefty, and the lefty just takes the ball and goes the opposite field with it. So some of the Rangers do that.
Well, Hopp, .332 average. That's 6th best in the National League. He's tied for 5th in RBIs.
Nice pitch, exactly what we're talking about, starting inside the lefty so they can't just stay with the pitches outside and go to left field.
Barmes with a decent lead at first. Troy Tulowitzki in the on-deck circle, just underway from the Coliseum. That one runs away, 2-1. Hopp also tied for 2nd in the league in doubles with 24. Barmes going, and the throw just a little bit late. So a stolen base for Clint Barmes.
Yeah, Kurt Suzuki had to catch a short hop and then throw a short hop to second, but the ball is not up to where you can get a good pitch to throw. Barmes straight steal all the way, although he did look back, but there's the backhand by Suzuki and then the short hop catch. And of course, when you're at second and you take the throw, see how the ball bounces, it comes up, you have to come up and then bring the ball and the glove back down. It's almost impossible, unless the throw obviously beats the runner, to be able to go up, catch it, and bring it back down to tag the runner.
And it was close. Yeah. So 3-1 to Hopp. Barmes now in scoring position.
Suzuki went out to talk to him. Maybe first base open. What are they going to do with him?
Drive to right, down the line. It is gone. Second deck. Brad Hopp gives the Rockies a 2-0 lead.
What they did with him is throw him a changeup that was left up. He just Cahill just watched.
Shortstop, number 2,
80 miles per hour according to the scoreboard radar gun. And all Hopp had to do is make sure it stayed fair, and it was up too high for it to go foul.
So here's Tulowitzki. Remember, the only run that Cahill gave up in his last start was a home run. Ishikawa, a left-handed hitter. And Hopp, number 12 on the year. Foul back. So that's the starting pitcher for the Rockies, Jorge De La Rosa, who pleased with what he just saw. So a 1-out single by Barmes and a 2-out homer by Brad Hall. Tulowitzki last night was 0 for 4 in the ball game. Well, the young man from the peninsula. Outside corner, strike 3 called. So Cahill gets his first strikeout, but Brad Hopp a 2-run homer, a long one to right, gives the Rockies a 2-0 lead. Lineup for tonight. It's brought to you by McDonald's. Adam Kennedy will lead off, followed by Kurt Suzuki, Matt Holliday. Nomar Garcia-Parra is the cleanup hitter tonight. He'll DH. Jason Giambi at first, Johanna Cabrera at short, Jack Custon right, Bobby Crosby at third, and Rajay Davis will play center field. Smith, Gonzalez, Hopp in the outfield for the Rockies. Stewart, Tulowitzki, Barmes help on the infield, and Paul Phillips does the catching.
Jorge De La Rosa has started against the Athletics when he's with the Kansas City Royals, but for the Rockies, making his 15th start with a .585 earned run average. That puts him second highest in the National League. And he's writing something on the mound. Let's see if we can get that Tommy cam and find out just exactly what he wrote behind the mound. Got a lot of dirt on that index finger in his left hand.
First pitch to Kennedy is a little bit outside. So Jorge De La Rosa, he's 28 years old. 6'1", 210-pounder. Gray mentioned that he was with the Royals. It was April of last year when the trade was made. Came from the Royals to the Rockies. De La Rosa then ended up making 23 starts for Colorado last year and went 10-8. I think he said brutal.
Yeah, just wait till tomorrow afternoon, then he can tell the left fielder it's brutal. Because that's where the sun will be tomorrow, the day game.
De La Rosa off the mound. He'll flip to first. And that's out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. So Brad Hopp probably thought the top of the first inning was great. He hit the home run. He's probably looking forward to what, maybe the 4th inning or so when the sun is gone. So 1 out for Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki 277 on the year with 5 home runs and 28 runs batted in. There's the hit last night for Suzuki. He had 1 and it was a home run. He tried to make a late charge. Suzuki's home run came in the 7th inning, and it was the first run of the game for the A's. They got 1 in the 8th, but Rockies won the game 4-2.
I think the A's are going to be happy to get back into the American League starting Monday against the Tigers, and this year has not been particularly great for the Athletics in interleague play. So if they're not playing well, stop it. Just get it over with. Time now for Carl's Jr. in your face. Kurt Suzuki, 2 home runs in 2 games. One against the Giants and last night against Campbell. This was against Romo on Wednesday. And then last night, Jason Hamill, a changeup, and came right back into the wheelhouse. Kurt Suzuki. So the first 3 home runs of his 2009 season came against lefties. Saunders, Sabathia, and Randy Johnson, and then the last 2 have been against righties.
2 outs for Matt Holliday. Holliday with a couple of doubles last night. He also walked. Pop up shallow center field, and that'll drop for a hit. So Matt Holliday with a 2-out single.
Last night, a double to right center field in his first at bat off Jason Hamill. Ball was a bullet to right field. Not playing it off the wall. And then to left center. Off Hamill as well. This one off the left center field wall. He said he wasn't so much concerned about the balls had it been elevated, been home runs. He said just happy to get hits. And it's another one tonight with 2 outs.
So here's Garcia Parra. It's great to see Nomar back in the lineup. Certainly has been a long time. Pinch hitting a lot lately. Tonight in the cleanup spot. A couple of home runs on the air. A .250 batting average.
Mike Selleck had him in 10 consecutive games of pinch hitting, or at least 10 games in which he played all in pinch hit role.
Well, he's going to pinch hit 4 times tonight, maybe 5.
So last 9 games before this homestand were in National League parks.
Pretty good changeup right there from De La Rosa. It's 1 and 2.
Turns it over a little bit. Is his changeup? He'll throw the 4 pitches. Fastball low 90s. It's changeup, kind of like a screwball a little bit, but takes a lot off the pitch. And Nomar way out in front. So last night a Tampa Bay Ray, former Ray player, pitcher, pitching against the A's, and tonight a former Royal.
Yep.
Can't they just get somebody to stay in the National League? They have to just keep going to the American League. But when you look every offseason and the number of players that change teams, a couple hundred.
Oh yeah.
Not surprising.
And it's not necessarily trades either.
No,
it's
no.
just, I mean, there's obviously many different ways you can go from team to team. Toward Tulowitzki, he handles a tough hop and then fires it to second. Barmes has it. Side retired. Holliday with a 2-out hit. Nothing else for the A's. 2-0 Rockies as we head to the 2nd. Firestone leaderboard has to do with the great month by Trevor Cahill. 3-0 with a 2.32 ERA in 5 starts here in June. In fact, the last time Trevor Cahill lost a game was May 27th. That was 5 starts ago, not including tonight's start. So that's a month. If you go a month without losing a game, you're doing something right.
Well, now he has to hope to pitch a shutout and have his club scoring some runs, and that looks pretty good to have brought up here.
That old run scoring thing.
Boy,
or those.
Oh, those. What? Michael Baird, the A's radio engineer.
Uh-oh. Cuss near the wall, and it is gone. Ian Stewart hits a moonshot, and that's another home run for the Rockies. They lead 3-0.
As I started to say about Michael Baird, he said the temperature was announced at 77. They have a thermometer in the stadium at 85. And the way the ball's carrying, I'll take the 85.
Wow, it feels more like 85.
Yeah.
So Ian Stewart, home run number 14 on the year. That is the most on the Rockies team. So Stewart hits his 14th. Hopp hits his 12th. Rockies second in the National League in home runs hit coming into tonight. They now have 89. Two and one to Garrett Atkins. Atkins hit cleanup last night against the left-hander. Tonight he's in the 7th spot against the right-hander. He was an offensive hero last night. He was 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs, and he drives on right center field, and that's going to get down. Cust races over to cut it off, and Atkins will have a long single. And you're seeing some pretty good swings right now by the Rockies at Trevor Cahill.
Well, it's just kind of the fine line for him right now. His misses as he fell behind to both Stewart and now Atkins, and then when he has to go more in the strike zone, he's elevating pitches, and the pitches when elevated don't sink a lot and they get hit hard.
You know, it's funny, I guess you say it about probably most pitchers, but when a guy is a serious sinker ball pitcher, which Trevor Cahill is, I hear you say it all the time, when he's struggling, pitches up. It's really even more simplified with somebody like Cahill, who relies on that good sinker.
And if you're a hitter, that's what you want. Force him to get the ball up. And when he elevates and doesn't move, unfortunately, it moves in the wrong direction from the pitcher standpoint.
So you could say, well, if you're a hitter and you force him to try to elevate the ball, what if he never elevates it? Well, that means he's on the top of his game, and he's probably going to shut you down anyways. And that was the case on Monday night for Cahill. 2-0 to Carlos Gonzalez, and Gonzalez got a pitch to hit and rolled it foul. Kurt Young keeping a close eye on his young right-hander tonight. Bounce towards short. Cabrera has it to Kennedy, and a nice turn by Adam Kennedy, and Carlos Gonzalez hits into the 6-4-3 double play.
And that's what Trevor Cahill wants. The ground ball, a little bit outside, and Gonzalez, good job trying to go to left field, but very good turn by Adam Kennedy at second. Get the double play. Speaking of the second baseman turning the double play, tomorrow afternoon expected to have Mark Ellis back in his familiar position at second base, as he is back with the club. Final tune-up last night, the Sacramento club, who moved on to Las Vegas. So Mark was in the clubhouse and on the field taking his workout and batting practice, and be ready to go tomorrow when he's eligible to be activated.
So maybe the big question then is, where will Adam Kennedy play tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon? He'll play somewhere. It would be great to see Mark Ellis back in the lineup. Paul Phillips on an 0-2 pitch, a little pop that Kennedy tracks down, side retired. Ian Stewart with a leadoff home run for the Rockies here in the second. So it's 3-0 Colorado.
He'll be at the Holiday Inn Oakland Airport at 77 Hagenberg with special guest A's left-hander Brett Anderson. Enjoy the live show, great food and beverage specials, and you could win fabulous prizes. It's tomorrow after the game at the Holiday Inn Oakland Airport at 77 Hagenberg.
But who's that right there in that picture, that A's player in that picture with a sombrero on his head? Big, strong, strapping young man.
Right there.
It's my partner, Ray Fawcett. Now, Charlie Finley was, I mean, he did some crazy things, but you guys never had to wear a sombrero.
Well, it's hard to catch him that thing, too. You know? Now, he did, after the 74, play the Orioles in division or the league championship series, and actually were 1-1 heading back to Baltimore. He bought everybody cowboy hats, green and gold cowboy hats. And we all got on a plane and went back to Baltimore with the cowboy hats.
How'd that go over?
Hey, went great. Still have mine. There it is. It's not quite the green, but Charlie always wore cowboy hats. So we figured, hey, everybody get the hat size. Frank Senchek and had our cowboy hats right there, the box and everything.
Giambi pops it up on the infield. Helton loses it in the sun, so it's going to be the catcher Phillips who battles it. So that's the first out.
And we saw Phillips last night with a big book, the chart. He knew he was going to be catching tonight, so he had to study while the game was going on to see. Well, Iannetta was calling the game last night, and so he got in the game tonight based on the scouting report. He's ready to go.
The one out here's Orlando Cabrera. Takes a strike. You know, Ray talking about Charlie Finley. He played for him Monday, or not Monday, Thursday at the golf tournament. Before the tournament started, there was a breakfast. So I sat down next to Ken Priest, and these vice presidents. Mike Crowley was there, and it was Monty Moore, Bert Campaneris, John Blue Mood Odom, and Vida Blue. It's great, right? So I'm like, I'm going to sit down and listen to these guys, you know, tell stories, because it's part of the fun, right? So it's probably there for 35 to 40 minutes. And 90% of the conversation was about one guy, Charlie Finley. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, that controversial owner, but still, you guys that played for him, you still talk about him, and the stories are unbelievable about the guy.
Well, I can imagine.
It was great.
Yeah, I can imagine. Ida loved him so much, she became a plumbing executive after negotiations didn't go too well. But one thing Charlie could do is put together a team.
Yeah, sure could.
He was able to retrieve more information from more general managers with hardly any scouts and any front office personnel. They could get on the phone and call a general manager and say, what do you think about so-and-so? And he said, oh, he's a great player. Next day he's with us. Charlie would get the information from the general manager and work out a deal. Of course, he had the core of players that initially signed when they were in Kansas City, A's. As I mentioned, Rick Monty, who was traded to Chicago for Kenny Holtzman, but Bando, Tennis, Rudy, Dick Green, Campy. I mean, just all those players were drafted and signed by Charlie. Came up through the system together, played together, and won a lot.
Well, and those years you're talking about, you were talking about players changing teams, no free agency. So you were going to get your players.
That's right.
By the draft and by a trade.
Yeah. Absolutely, and that's how a team was put together. And if you wanted to be traded, the club didn't want to, and you said, I'm not going to play, they say, go home because we own you.
That's right.
You're not going to do anything.
You got a better deal?
That's
probably
right. And yeah. So now, of course, 6-year free agency, and then you have the minor league free agency. So a lot of things have changed. But for many, many years, players were owned exclusively by the team that had them. Which was not all that bad because fans got a chance to familiarize themselves with a team, recognize the players every year when they came in. We mentioned earlier, and the number of turnovers in the offseason, a couple of hundred, maybe even more than that. The free agency of trades, and you're lucky if you have a team that you can maintain a roster of 15 to 16 of the players from before.
Curveball, strike 3 called, so a couple of strikeouts for Jorge De La Rosa, and we are headed to the third at the Coliseum. 3-0 Rockies. The teriyaki $6 burger with grilled pineapple is back at Carl's Jr. It's a hot night at the Coliseum. Starting to cool off. Breeze coming around just a little bit. Seth Smith, the leadoff hitter, back to Cahill. So a quick out for Trevor Cahill here in the top of the third.
Number 12, Clint Barmes.
And Clint Barmes will hit. Barmes got the first inning going with a base hit. Stole the base, scored on Hop's home run. A couple of home runs for the Rockies, Hop and Stewart. There's the good sinker down around the knees. So 1-1 to Barmes. Settled in as the everyday second baseman for the Rockies.
Okay, Hill with a good sinker. You got Gonzalez to ground into double play last inning. You got Phillips jammed in with a pop-up ground ball to start this inning, and only hope that putting the club in the hole down 3-0 the first 2 innings. Just have to hope they can come back and score. Garen was talking about starting with pitch number 1. The intensity of a game to play well, no errors, try to stay on top. It's just 2.5 hours, 3 hours, maybe playing a game. Should be able to concentrate all that time and play well. Clubs that do usually finish up on top.
Another foul ball by Barmes. Todd Helton in the on deck circle. That one misses badly to fill up the count at 3-2. So Barmes had 2 hits last night, and he's got the 1 hit tonight. And he drives one, hit well, right center. Cust on the run, still on the run, and it is gone. Right center field, Clint Barmes, his 9th home run of the year. It's 4-0 Colorado. I think the ball's carrying tonight.
I think the Rockies feel like they're back at Coors Field. It's supposed to be inside, it ended up outside. And for Barmes to right center, he was running thinking it's going to be high off the wall, but you know the dimensions tonight are very conducive for hitters who hit fly balls. 362 to 388 in the power alleys. The first time in his career he's given up 3 home runs in a game. A couple of games against Tampa Bay and Kansas City, which he gave up 2 home runs, but it's been it.
2-0 to Helton, and now 3-0. Helton popped out to second in the first inning. And last night the Rockies won the game 4-2. They had just 6 hits and just 1 extra base hit. It was a double. Different story tonight, and it's a 1-out walk to help. So Kurt Young's going to visit Cahill. It's the first walk issue.
And tomorrow the A's host the Rockies at 1:05 after the game. Fans are invited to meet Rajay Davis at Ricky's Sports Theater and Grill located in San Leandro. Rajay will sign autographs and take pictures with fans 1 hour following the game. It's Sunday after the A's Rockies game. Tomorrow. Make it Sunday. It is tomorrow. This is Saturday. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Rajay Davis at Ricky's Sports Theater and Grill located 15028
Number 11,
Boulevard.
Brad Hop.
These Saturday evening games. I think
Mess
about
you up a
Friday
little bit.
evening, and as I said earlier about tomorrow being Sunday, which it is.
90 home runs now for the Rockies. 50 on the road, 40 at home. And here's Brad Hop. So Brad Hop, home run number 12 in the first. Sort of a unique batting style for Brad Hopp. Kind of winds up a little bit with his hands and his leg. So you shouldn't be surprised that he's got a fairly significant uppercut. It's just kind of the way he gets going. Three and one. So Cahill out of the strike zone a little bit.
Very frustrating from one start to the next to be able to have everything working so well and then come out and it's trying to repeat, and it's not happening tonight.
Base hit right field. So Hopp worked his way into a hitter's count at 3-1 and then singles to right field. So that is 6 hits now for Colorado.
Number 2, Troy.
And the long reliever Edgar Gonzalez is going to start to loosen up.
Leg kick and got the foot down and hit the ball hard into right field.
Here's Tulowitzki, and he takes a strike. Tulowitzki struck out looking to end the first. Helton and Hopp are the runners. And I think too, Ray, you may be seeing that a little bit different style of lineup from the Giants to the Rockies. Giants don't walk very much. They're very much a free swinging team. That's going to help Cahill. Rockies, on the other hand, a little bit more selective. They will draw a fair amount of walks. Cabrera has it. Fires to second for one. Kennedy back to first. Not quite in time. So 2 outs now with runners at first and third.
Ball hit a little bit too slowly for the double play to be turned.
Now batting, number 9, Ian
Somebody as well as could be turned, but Tulowitzki, a little tall, able to get down the line very quickly. Kennedy, good job of backing off to avoid the hard slide by the runner going into second. Hopp.
So here's Ian Stewart. Stewart takes a strike. Stewart broke an 0 for 14 stretch with a solo home run leading off the second inning. Didn't miss by much. So 1-1 the count to the Rockies' third baseman. Strike 2.
A little bit of a tough decision by up here and Kurt Young as far as what to do. They have Gonzalez warming up, but all of a sudden the pitches start to move a little bit, and on one hand pitch count is not a factor right now, just at 62, and really you don't want him to give up too many runs, too many hits, but also a chance to work out a tough jam.
The runner goes and the ball goes to the backstop. So Helton's going to come in to score, and Tulowitzki, who is moving on the pitch, goes all the way to third.
So you have a combination stolen base and wild pitch on the same play. Well, a hard slider down and in. Kurt Suzuki kind of got caught in between. Might have been one to think about backhanding instead of trying to get the glove properly in front of the ball. And since he was on the move to second, did not slide, saw the ball get by Suzuki and was able to motor into third.
2-2 pitch to Stewart. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Side retired, but a couple of runs for the Rockies, including Clint Farmas. 9th home run of the year. 5-0 Rockies. Rockies have used the long ball. They've hit 3 home runs in the first 3 innings. So Jorge De La Rosa back to work, and Bobby Crosby swings at the first pitch. Tulowitzki fires it to first. Well, all this year we're helping you remember the new channel location for the Oakland A's on Comcast Cable Systems. It's channel 89, and we remember Mike Gallego in 1989. Well, he was terrific. Filled in for the injured Walt Weiss that year, played second, short, third. .252 average. He had 14 doubles, 30 RBIs. Mike Gallego was a huge member of the World Championship team of 1989. And again, Comcast Sportsnet California on your dial. It's 89. So we're helping you remember that. That's where you find the new home for Oakland A's baseball.
Mike says, nice of you to talk about me, but I want to see somebody at third base.
Yeah, he's lonely. He didn't get much action last night either.
And when you're standing there, no base runners, you don't have to give signs. Don't even have to try to deke anybody. You just stand there.
Rajay Davis takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Davis, the 9th place hitter, hitting .240 on the year. Three and 1 to Rajay. And it's low ball 4. Now remember, Mike Gallego was a coach with the Colorado Rockies before coming to the A's, and he was on the staff of that 2007 team, which made the postseason. This is what Mike had to say about that 07 Rockies club.
That lineup was pretty impressive. You know, they 1 through 8. I mean, these guys swung the bat, and there wasn't an easy out in that lineup. But you know, it was just that attitude of, hey, you know, we're gonna complete this, and let's just go out and do it and move on. And that's exactly what those boys did.
Yeah, we talked about that some last night. Great stretch run for the Rockies in 07. They won 14 out of their last 15 games to win the wild card. Kennedy bunts and rolls at foul.
He looked a little bit different in those highlights we were showing than he did in that interview there.
He's a little bit
older. A
older.
little different. Is that what, 20 years? I guess 20 years.
Yeah.
It's a good man, though. It's good to have him in an A's uniform again. 07, the Rockies went to the World Series. After 08, coaches let go, and 09, the manager was fired.
Yeah,
so it's a lot of changes very quickly. It's, what have you done for me today?
Ain't that the truth? There's Mike, 1989. Working a little bash. Nine seasons with the Rockies. Drive to right, that's a base hit. And Rajay Davis, with that great speed, will go to third. So a 1-out rally for the A's here in the bottom of the third.
Mike Gallego's got a visitor now. Rajay Davis started with a walk with 1 out. And Adam Kennedy gets him over to third base with a base hit. Second time through the batting order. See what the A's, as it started out nicely with Kennedy getting a base hit. Just have to start adding, putting some runs on the board. It is just the third inning. And the way this ball is carrying tonight, might not take much to get back into the game.
Well, that was the problem last night, is the A's just started a little bit too late with their comeback. Plenty of time tonight. Here's Kurt Suzuki with 1 out. Just a bit inside. Suzuki grounded out to second in the first inning. Kennedy inches off at first, and Kennedy takes off. The pitch is low. No throw to second. So Adam Kennedy with a stolen base.
And that fake by Phillips, something he might try if his first and third a tie game, but this simply because he didn't have a chance to throw out the runner. And just in case Rajai Davis was thinking about trying to score, the fake and then looked to third. Not a bad play when you realize you have no chance of getting the runner at second. Obviously, with the 5-run lead, Rockies do not want to put another runner in score position. So great to see the A's.
Shot past Tulowitzki, left center field, a base hit. Kennedy rounds third. He's going to score, and it's going to be a 2-run single for Kurt Suzuki. It's 5-2. And that stolen base right there may have saved the inning. Right? Because if he doesn't go, that's probably a double play.
Well, Coach Tulowitzki had been playing a little bit closer to second base for a possible double play. And instead, Suzuki just crushed the ball past Tulowitzki. See where he's playing? He would have been closer to second base, would not have had to dive. Probably would have been a tailor-made 6-4-3. So as I was just starting to say, that Kennedy down 5 runs, stealing second base, so the aggressive A's even down 5, and really they keep referring, and maybe, well, it's such a great philosophy. Kennedy played with the Angels. Angels get down 4 or 5 runs. Who cares? They'll steal. They won't just trade station to station, wait around for a big home run. In this case, it worked out. Getting 2 runners in scoring position, a single got him in.
Well, we talked about it. A's pregame live a little bit with Shooty Babbitt and Mindy Bach about maybe you try to do a few things that you don't do quite as much of all the time, but if you are struggling to score runs, and I think that may have been a perfect example right
there. A lot of times too, pitcher gets a 5-run lead, he kind of forgets about the runners, thinking they're not going to be trying to steal a base, being down by 5. So there's a little concentration, and guys able to steal. And Kennedy's been a great leader when it comes to stealing bases and running the bases. That's why when Mark Ellis returns the lineup tomorrow, Adam Kennedy will be playing somewhere, in his versatility, as he showed when he played for the Cardinals, mostly with the Cardinals, playing other positions other than just second.
Well, you know what he is, Ray? He's just a good all-around player.
That's right.
Adam Kennedy. He does
smart player.
A little bit of everything offensively and does a nice job defensively. 0-2 to Holiday. Way outside. De La Rosa tried to get a little extra on that one. He did. 96 miles an hour, but nowhere near the strike zone. Holiday had a bloop single in the first inning, so he's now 3 for 4 in this series. Got him swinging. So that's the 3rd strikeout for De La Rosa.
Hard slider inside, just kept running into his hands. Trying to catch it right there, but ball just started to drop. No contact made by Holiday.
So Garciaparra steps up. Ground out to end the first inning for Nomar. The A's got themselves back in the game, as it's now 5-2 thanks to Kurt Suzuki's 2-run single. Jason Giambi would be next if Nomar can get aboard. Suzuki takes off. Throw to second base is not in time. Goes into center field. Stolen base for Kurt Suzuki. So it's the running A's here in the third, and it's working.
And they're reading something off the move of De La Rosa. That's a high leg kick, but seems like when he commits to the plate, that's exactly where he goes without any hesitation of throwing to second or to first base. Carlos doing a good job backing up in center, holding Suzuki at second. So even though the ball into center field, not able to advance.
So a hit, and the A's will inch a little bit closer. Garcia Park grounds it to third. Long throw for Stewart is right there, side retired. Kurt Suzuki a 2-run single. So we're headed to the fourth. It's Colorado 5 and the A's 2. Josh Slash. So the question on A's Pregame Live, which A's rookie has the most potential? It's a tough question. We think they're all going to be pretty good. They're all pretty good already. So look for the answer in tonight's A's post-game show for exclusive video, exclusive blogs, and much more. Log on to csncalifornia.com. Good website. Right to the A's page. First pitch to Garrett Atkins here in the top of the fourth is outside. Atkins, Gonzalez, and Phillips. 5-2 Colorado.
And you know exactly what Trevor Cahill needs in this half inning is a
shutdown.
That's right. That's right. Shut them down. Got 5. That's enough.
Rockies have scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, or 1 in the third. I'm sorry. Crosby on the backhand. Nice play by Bobby Crosby. Atkins is retired. So 1 out for Carlos Gonzalez.
Nice play by Bobby. And of course, a strong arm. Sets himself after the backhand. Something that he uses at shortstop also with the backhand. And an extremely strong arm and accurate.
Good pitch there. Cahill grabs a strike. Gonzalez hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Gonzalez numbers last year with the A's: 242, with 4 home runs and 26 RBIs. He ended up playing in 85 games, got 302 at bats. You could see glimpses of how good this young man has a chance to be, but then you also saw glimpses of he's got a little ways to go.
And I see 0 for 23 with 2 strikes this year.
There's a shot right center field, and that ball was hit like a bullet.
Did I see 0 for 23 with 2 strikes?
Yes, you did, and he can run. He's going to hit the bag at second. He's going to try for third, and the relay is not fielded cleanly by Kennedy. I don't know that he would have had a chance anyway. Carlos Gonzalez with a 1-out triple. I'm usually the guy who does that, right?
He got a 2-strike. I just followed what was on the right under that little line, that box, but pitch was up a little bit too much, and 2 strikes, especially a count of 1 and 2. You have a chance maybe to get him to chase, get the ball down a little bit more to get a ground ball. An easy triple for Carlos.
And here's Paul Phillips. Squeezes on, and the ball is bunted foul, and it got a piece of Kurt Suzuki. Gonzalez was coming hard down the line.
Now you see Gonzalez top of the screen, right of the screen, coming down as Cahill delivered the ball. Phillips actually threw his bat at the ball to make contact on the squeeze.
It wasn't a lot of contact.
No. That's why he had to throw the bat.
He just got a piece
a little bit away.
So 0-1 to Paul Phillips. What a block by Kurt Suzuki, saved a run. Infield in for the A's.
Yeah, I have to say that the squeeze, more times than not, is successful. All the guy has to do is get the bunt down, but there's a good block again by Kurt Suzuki. But ideally, right-hander is out of the stretch looking at the runner as he takes off. And there are some clubs that have a pre-planned sign. When you see the runner coming down the line, it's a squeeze. You throw at the hitter. You know what he's going to do? Get out of the way.
Yeah.
And if you hit him, then the guy's got to go back to third anyway. But it's just like that bunt in front of the plate with the runner at first, and everybody freezes, and the guy catches instead lets it drop. It's something you have to work on. But there are clubs that have done that, where you just throw right at the hitter.
Now that was a changeup that was up in the strike zone, and Phillips had a pretty good rip at it. So 2-2, top of the order. Seth Smith is in the on-deck circle. Drive to center. Davis back, still going back, and he makes the over-the-shoulder catch. It'll be good enough to bring home Carlos Gonzalez. Terrific play by Rajai Davis, sacrifice fly by Paul Phillips, and it's 6-2 Colorado.
Now batting, number 7, Seth.
One thing's pretty consistent tonight. Pitches left up, but a tremendous play. First of all, Kurt Suzuki, a great block to keep the runner at third, and Rajai Davis robbing Phillips of extra bases, but he got the job done, getting the runner in.
So Paul Phillips, the backup catcher, gets his 7th RBI. The Rockies get one of those runs back that they gave up in the bottom of the third. 2-0 to Smith. Smith, a fly ball to center field and a bouncer back to Cahill. There's a strike. Smith getting a chance to play tonight in the lineup, but what he is he's a terrific pinch hitter for the Rockies, and it's nice to have a good pinch hitter, especially in the National League. He's 10 for 22 as a pinch hitter. That one's driven to right, and that's deep. Costa's going to watch that one go. Smith a home run. 7-2 Colorado. Bob Guerin making the walk.
Back to the drawing board. How to get the pitches down consistently. So a 4 home run game for the Rockies and a career high by Cahill.
So Edgar Gonzalez will come in. Cahill departs. 7-2 Colorado.
And you see the location. If you could have, I think you put a blanket over the 4 home runs, a very small blanket, the location of the pitches. Another hitters count 3 and 2, and just not able to do anything, get them off of a high fastball.
Now batting, number 12, Clint Barnes.
So a home run in every inning. 4 total. Clint Barmes steps in. So Edgar Gonzalez takes over. 10th appearance for Gonzalez. He last pitched on Wednesday. So the A's will look for some innings out of their long reliever, Edgar Gonzalez. First pitch to Barmes is high.
Game of Detroit, Cahill 2 1/3 innings, which to the shortest outing, and had 2 2/3 against Tampa Bay, and 3 2/3 tonight. His other 2 starts, he did give up 7 earnings.
Slow breaking pitch, maybe a changeup, 80 miles an hour. It's 1 and 2. 2 outs in the inning.
Well, at least you can say there's been 4 different players. It's not like they've one guy's done all the damage like Ethier did last night.
I know. 3 spot for Andre Ethier. Oh, shot. Gonzalez got his glove up, knocked it down, throw to first, not in time.
Wow.
It was in his glove for a moment.
Well, last night we saw 3 hit back at the Rockies pitchers, but listen and follow this ball. Watch this shot in center field. Watch the right arm of Edgar as he follows through. Of course, that little recoil. Watch the right arm. Whoa! I mean, it's really kind of funny. Fortunately, he got his left arm up, left hand up, but the right arm went one way, the left arm the other, and there was the ball. Balote in his glove. I think that's enough up the middle.
Yeah, man.
For both teams.
So Todd Helton, a pop out and a walk. He walked and scored in the 3rd. Toward Kennedy, and he'll gobble it up, flip to first, and that will do it. So a couple more runs for the Colorado Rockies. So we're headed to the bottom of the 4th. It's 7-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. It's time for the news.
So again, the A's got lots of work to do. Giambi, Cabrera, and Cust. The shadows are over the ballpark, except in right field. So Brad Hopp will be sent about the 4th inning, right?
Well, he said the sun was brutal, so we figured they'd let him have the bulk of it.
He is right in the middle of it. Giambi fouled out to the catcher in the 2nd inning. Jason just 1 hit in his last 15 at bats. Bounces that one. Helton backs up onto the grass. Overhand to De La Rosa for the first out.
So Edgar take one in this game, and how about last night with Hamill off Adam Kennedy, the first hitter for the A's. He caught it.
Orlando Cabrera.
And Flores off his back. And then Houston Street in the left forearm. A lot of ice on it, even though he said.
He got me.
Wow, look at that.
That's why I did. I told him stay. I didn't.
Huh. Not a safe place to be last night. Tonight either. Cabrera, a big swing in the first pitch and fouls it. up behind the Rockies dugout. Cabrera struck out swinging in the second inning. .242 for the A's shortstop. Cabrera sitting on a 9-game hitting streak coming into tonight's game.
It's like an outfielder putting his sunglasses on his cap. What good's his glove? I think if he has a ball come to him, there's no way he can get his glove off his head in his hand and catch the ball. So who's he going to protect?
The only way he could do it is if he would watch. Remember Jim Abbott? Jim Abbott.
Yeah.
He was amazing. De La Rosa to Cabrera, the 1-2. Curve in there for a strike, and Cabrera knew it. Strikeout number 4 for Jorge De La Rosa.
Slow curve, and that would freeze the hitter, and all you can do is tip your hat and go back to dugout. Excellent curveball.
Well, he's doing just enough to keep the A's hitters off balance. They did break through against him in the third inning. That got started with a walk. First pitch to Jack Cust. Cust struck out looking in the second inning. And now he's behind in the count. Make it even at 1-1. Cust has been in the strikeout mode as of late, unfortunately. He has now struck out 10 times in the last 4 games. We haven't really seen a stretch like that from Jack this year, where he's swinging and missing a lot. But he's in one right now, so trying to break out of it. Two and 2.
Well, let's hope it's the National League pitchers that's doing all the things to the A's, because record just 5-11 against National League clubs that they play.
Bounce towards second. Clint Barmas gets a good hop, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Jorge De La Rosa. We're headed to the 5th inning. It's 7-2 Colorado.
Brad Hawk.
Fifth inning, Rockies 7, A's 2. Edgar Gonzalez came in the fourth inning. And he will face Brad Hawk, Troy Tulowitzki, and Ian Stewart. Hop after the first pitch down near the A's bullpen. 7 runs and 9 hits for the Rockies, but the big story is the home runs. 4 in the ballgame. Self-proclaimed heavy hitter.
You'll have to have a lot of confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Because that could have been a Rockies jersey tonight.
Yep.
Definitely been hitting heavy. Well, we knew when it warmed up, and probably not the 77 that was announced, but more like the 85. So when it warms up, the ball carries better, even though the winds kind of swirl a little bit. Nice breeze up here, though. In the booth.
Feels good. Yeah. Just a bit off the plate. 3-1 to Hop.
Can't look at the flags and determine which way the wind is blowing. Maybe if those flags are blowing out, but the way the ball is going to carry. It swirls quite a bit inside the stadium.
One hopper to Kennedy for the first down. Here's our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Ray question. Post your question. Go to csncalifornia.com.
Number
The question
2.
comes from Charles Persner in Brentwood. Ray, can you explain how a balk can be called on a catcher? He also says you two are doing a great job, which we appreciate that, Charles. So a balk on the catcher, and there it is. MLB Rule 4.03. The catcher shall station himself directly back of the plate. He may leave his position at any time to catch a pitch, make a play, except when it's an intentional walk. The catcher must stand with both feet within the lines of the catcher's box until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand. If he doesn't, it's a balk.
That's right.
All right. Learn something every day.
But that's pretty much like the free throw in basketball. You're supposed to wait. The ball actually leaves the hands of the shooter.
I got you.
It's the same thing.
So it's not heavily enforced.
It has been called. I've seen it called.
Really?
It is a shock when it is called.
Ian Stewart.
Because it's like, well, you allowed everybody else to do it. Why are all of a sudden you're going to
Yeah.
decide to call a block? But to be very honest, something that is not worked on a lot, and that is the intentional walk by the pitcher, because he works in the bullpen on his mechanics and throwing strikes.
That a baby, Edgar.
Oh, what a play.
Edgar Gonzalez takes care of it, and he has a 3-up, 3-down inning. So bottom of the fifth coming up. Work to do for the A's. They trail 7-2. Athletes with a 7-2 lead over the A's. Bobby Crosby's going to lead it off for the Athletics. Crosby, Davis, and Kennedy 8, 9, and 1 in the A's lineup. Jorge De La Rosa has 1 walk and 4 strikeouts in the ball game, and he just threw his 60th pitch. He's got their 2 runs in the 3rd off De La Rosa. A couple of hits and a walk.
Talk about the way the ball is carrying tonight. The A's have hit into 8 ground ball outs. Keep the ball on the ground or make it 7. So it's tough to hit home runs with ground balls.
Yeah.
But that's credit to the pitcher, De La Rosa, making the pitches to the hitters to hit on top and keep the ball on the ground.
That one's driven to center and hit well. Carlos Gonzalez is going to get there, and he makes the catch right in front of the warning track.
Time now for the Home Depot doing more on defense. And Edgar Gonzalez, the final out on the top of this inning, watched the play as the ball took the short hop, stayed with it, and then made the put out himself. Got the tag on the runner. But, you know, that's a good play because he didn't play the ball. He kind of let the ball do what it was going to do, bounce as it did, and then made the play. So he stayed with it and grabbed at the ball. Probably would have missed it.
So 1 out. Here's Rajai Davis. Davis got things going in the 3rd with a 1-out walk. That's a swing, says Mark Wegner. And he's had 3 hits in the ballgame.
They tried to pull the bat back quickly and not enough time. All the appeal calls the corner umpires, depending on whether it's a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter. In this case, the first base umpire has to be on his toes for the check swings. There's so many requests on the check swing. A lot of that is because the off-speed pitches where hitters kind of sit fastball. They start to swing, see it's an off-speed, try to hold up, and a lot of times are not able to do that.
Rajai Davis spins out of the way of that one. High steps out of the way.
Should have just kept running to first. I thought it hit him in the foot. Let's keep running. Back foot.
It somehow missed it.
Rajai's a pretty good salesman. I bet he could have sold the home plate umpire, Tim Timmons. Just keep running.
That one past Mike Gallego. Crowd of a little over 18,000 tonight. And you see lots of shirt sleeves. That's the kind of night it is. Center field. And a good jump by Carlos Gonzalez, who tracks it down for the 2nd out. So Gonzalez has grabbed Crosby's ball and Rajai Davis's ball. So now it's Adam Kennedy.
You know, just as I mentioned, all the ground ball outs, not 2 fly ball outs in this inning, but one hit hard, the other not so hard.
Kennedy has 1 of the 3 A's hits. That was in the 3rd inning. Kennedy also bounced back to the pitcher in the 1st inning. So 1 for 2. Kennedy was 0 for 4 in last night's game. De La Rosa has retired 7 in a row. And he has settled in after giving up the 2-run single to Kurt Suzuki in the third. That was the last hit. Swing and a miss. There's that good sharp curveball or slider.
Throws both. And to the lefties, he'll throw both the curve and the slider. It's a little bit slower.
Kennedy hanging in there on that another breaking pitch from De La Rosa. Kurt Suzuki would hit next if Kennedy can get aboard. Another foul ball. We've said this about Adam Kennedy before. This is what he does. He has an ability to foul off pitchers' pitches and kind of wait for a better pitch for him to hit. We've seen him do that many times. This one rolled toward Barmes. And that will do it. So 8 in a row retired by Jorge De La Rosa. 6th inning coming up, 7-2 Colorado. Visit CSNCalifornia.com and vote for the All-Star Teacher. Check out the finalists' bios and video features. The winning teacher receives $10,000 for his or her school. The CSNCalifornia.com All-Star Teacher Award is sponsored by Comcast Cambiar and the San Francisco Chronicle. 6th inning from the Coliseum. It's the Rockies 7 and the A's 2. Edgar Gonzalez had a nice 3-up, 3-down 5th inning. And here in the 6th, he'll face Atkins, Gonzalez, and Phillips.
Well, Mike Gallego said in a little soundbite about the 2007 Rockies, about 1 through 8, very tough. Well, proven to be the case tonight as well in this ball club, the Rockies. And A's knew that they were a hot team when the Rockies were coming in town. They know also the Tigers be in Monday. No slouch themselves. They Central Division leading by 4 games over Minnesota at 41-32 starting play today. 41 and 33 as they lost to Houston.
0-2 to Atkins, and he slices one foul. Well, there's a new first place team in the AL West. The Angels won today by a final score of 2-1 over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Mike Napoli hit a home run in the top of the 9th inning, and that gave the Angels the winning margin. 2-1 was the final. Mike Napoli's got 10 home runs for the Angels. He's done a nice job.
A hitter who never gets cheated.
He does not get cheated. No. So the Angels have won 4 in a row and 11 out of their last 14. And they are in first place because they won, and the Texas Rangers lost tonight. Padres beat Texas 7-3. Kevin Correa got another win. Kevin Correa beat the A's on Sunday in San Diego. So the young man is pitching well.
And as well as he pitched against the A's, surprised he's not winning every game.
Yeah. So it's a half-game lead now for the Angels over the Rangers. Seattle, an early 1-0 lead at Dodger Stadium. Felix Hernandez pitching that game for the Mariners. Eric Milton is the pitcher for the Dodgers. The updated AL West and NL West. Talked about the AL West. Giants lost a game late, gave up a lead in the 9th at Miller Park in Milwaukee. So they had a game won, but let it slip away. So the Giants now 8.5 back, pending the outcome of that Dodger-Mariner game. And the Rockies are right there. They're on the heels of the Giants. And, of course, the Rockies playing great. 2-2 to Atkins. And now 3-2. White Sox beat the Cubs 8-7. That was a wild one on the south side of Chicago, back and forth. 8-7 the final.
And according to Lou Piniella, he's going to put Milton Bradley in the lineup.
He did.
Yeah.
Strike 3 called with a breaking ball. So we've talked a lot about the 2007 Colorado Rockies. This is what Matt Holliday had to say about that team.
When you're playing that well and you're winning that many games, it just kind of feeds off of itself, and we just kept rolling, and it was just a ton of fun. I mean, obviously the playing game and then getting into the playoffs and making the run to the World Series. I mean, shoot, it was awesome, and the electricity in the stadiums and the electricity around baseball, and to get a chance to play in a World Series in both Fenway Park and Coors Field was a memory of that all, and the relationships that you build in that sort of a season are things that'll last forever.
Number 39, Paul Phillips.
Well, Matt Holliday, a big part of that, obviously.
See, 162 games times 5 bags of sunflower seeds per game.
5 times 162. That's the multiplications.
About 800 and some odd bags per year. Wow.
128 home runs in his 5 years with Colorado.
Bob Rose is really telling everybody some great information about all the home runs, that going back to the last time an A's pitcher gave up 4 home runs in a game. I think I've heard enough.
I think we should turn that volume down. Can you turn the volume down in here? Bob's been talking for 4 minutes now.
Yeah,
straight.
all you have to do is pick up the paper tomorrow. All that unnecessary information, needless information will be in the papers. Oh, he just dropped Kurt Young on him.
He just said 1988.
Kurt Young in Detroit, 1988. Kurt, you went back home, of course, from Detroit, and went back to Old Tiger Stadium and gave up 4 bombs. Yeah. That boy Kurt just got mentioned in the press box by Bob Rose.
I just think they're, after a certain amount of time, you shouldn't even say it. Like 10 years.
Check the
If you're in the
clips.
80s, forget it. 1988. It's too long ago.
And of course, current A's pitching coach, he had to put that in there as well.
1-1 to Paul Phillips, and he slices one to right field. Cust racing over, not going to get it. Carlos Gonzalez will go to third. Phillips is going to try for second, and he's going to make it as Cust's throw was wide. Phillips kind of got about a third of the way to second, and he did a little stutter step, and then he decided to keep going, and he made it.
Well, Carlos Gonzalez, who was on the move and the hit run, stopped at second. I don't know if he didn't lost where the ball was or thought it might be caught. You get that far, going to be out regardless. So might as well go on to third, which he did. That Cust came up throwing to second. But the way the ball sliced out of the corner, it's going to be tough to throw him out anyway, even though he is a catcher.
So the double puts runners at second and third, and they will intentionally walk Seth Smith to face Barmes. So the bases will be loaded with one out. Barmes has one of the 4 Rocky home runs in this game.
Since Bob Rose was talking about the home run, right? I think what Delaire should do is, it's a good shot to, just show the importance of getting the ball down. And Trevor Cahill is a single ball pitcher. Maybe just to show the 4 home runs and just see the location of the pitches and understand why balls are hit as hard as they are. And it's all about location. I believe he could probably put up instead of a split screen, 4 screen with all 4 batters and the pitch.
That'd be like shooting a gun at a target, right?
Yeah.
They'd all be in the same spot.
Yeah. No, Ray, we can't do that. How about two split screen? 2 split screens.
0-1 to Clint Barmes. The Rockies with a chance to really bust this one open.
We were talking to Adam Roden a couple years ago, an excellent video coordinator, and just out of curiosity, of course, he has everything on file, home runs, and it's just pull up home runs, and, you just see a pitcher throw the ball, etc. Both A's hitters as well as the opposing, and very rarely could a pitcher say, "Man, that was a good pitch. He hit a good pitch," But it was usually center cut, mistake inside that came out over the plate. And that's why hitters are so good at this level. That's a good pitch.
Kennedy going out, and Kennedy will make the play, and the runners do not advance. So a big out there by Gonzalez as he gets Barmes, and now one more big out to go, and it'd be Todd Helton.
Says a 2-strike pitch, and Barmes, like it's got to be close enough to be a strike. He had to commit. Slider away, ended up being out of the strike zone, but could not drive the ball. And Gonzalez did a good job keeping the ball down.
Helton with 5 career grand slams. Curveball bounces away from Suzuki, and the runners, particularly Gonzalez at third, he thought about making a dash for home, but decided to stay at third.
It would have been a close play. I don't know that Carlos would have made it as long as the A's Gonzalez would have been at the plate, because he would have had to be there to take the throw from Suzuki.
So 1-0 to Helton. Gonzalez is at third. Phillips at second and Smith at first. In there first strike. Talked about the contract Todd Helton signed, the length of it. I think it was a 10-year deal, but it runs through 2011. So he's got 2 more years after this year. Helton right now is 35 years old in his 12th full year in the big leagues.
It's been a good contract for both clubs, both the club and the player.
Yep.
And I would think if Todd Helton is going to continue playing, he would stay in the same uniform and proudly say at the end of his career, I only put on 1 uniform, just the Rockies.
3-1, a pitch to hit here for Helton. And he takes right on the outside corner. That's a good pitch by Edgar Gonzalez. That was the don't walk him and don't give him anything good to hit
look
pitch.
At the movement. That ball tailing away from Helton, and he might have been thinking pull. And with the pitch tailing away from him, sinking away, the only thing he could have done is roll over had he committed.
So 3-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. The runners will be moving.
Hall of Famer Wade Boggs, when he went to New York, Don Mattingly asked him, so why do you take so many 3-1 pitches? He said, because I might get a better one on 3-2. And this is a case of Helton. It was a pitcher's pitch, 3-1. And let's see if he gets a better pitch and he can do something with 3-2. Carlos or Edgar needs to make a similar pitch.
Runners are moving, and it's line foul as Gonzalez has to get out of the way.
After a couple of pitches going away from Helton, a great pitch would be the 2-seamer inside, as he's got him thinking maybe to go to left field. Throws the 2-seamer inside, maybe get him to buckle his knees, freeze him, and maybe get a call at third strike.
Another foul ball. Helton had a healthy cut at that one. Helton's best year average wise was 2000. He had 372, and that led the league. His best year home run wise was 01. He had 49. Another payoff pitch and another foul ball. Helton has hit home runs in the 40s twice, the 49 and then 42. But the home run totals have come down in recent years. 20 in 05, 15 in 06, 17 in 07, and last year he missed a fair amount of time. He was injured, played in just 83 games. But even though those totals are down, he's still a very, very good hitter.
Thing that hasn't changed in his career, 12 years playing, the altitude in Denver.
Nope.
That has remained the same. But over the course of his career, pitchers try to pitch him differently, and adjustments have to be made. And of course, as long as he's played, done a good job adjusting to the pitchers and their changes.
Another 3-2, and again a foul ball. So the battle continues. Edgar Gonzalez and Todd Helton.
Atkins had a 10-pitch at bat to start this inning, and now another 10-pitch at bat coming up, and go reload the baseballs. The big bag, game balls, but it says rubbed game. Should put Matt Weiss on there.
He should sign that bag. That would only be right. right. Shot, Kennedy dives, can't get it. That's a base hit. It's going to score a pair. So Todd Helton wins that battle. It's a 2-run single, and it's now a 9-2 Rockies lead. So Helton has RBIs 52 and 53.
Well, a good battle, and actually a pitch that should have been or would have been ball 4 had he not swung at it. But Helton, great swing, went down and got under it, drove it hard, and Kennedy just could not get to it.
So first and third, a couple of runs in. Here's Brad Hawpe. Hawpe with a big swing, and he fouled it back. Well, Hawpe, like Helton, signed a long-term contract, not to the length of Helton. Hawpe is signed through next year with a club option for 2011. So Rockies will know that they have Helton and Hawpe in the middle of their lineup for the next couple of years.
Tulowitzki, I think, said he signed through 14.
Yeah,
he signed a long-term deal. He's happy to be there.
And some young talent with Ian Stewart and Dexter Fowler in the outfield.
And Matt Holliday evidently was offered at least a 5-year on top of a 2-year that he's just completing now. So he had that opportunity. But the A's have him now, and we'll see what happens as the season progresses. Matt Holliday with a lot of good friends. The Rockies, of course, been in the organization.
That one to the backstop, and Smith is going to score. So 3 runs in here in the 6th inning. Kurt Suzuki reached up and he couldn't get it.
As I always say, the toughest pitch for a catcher is the pitch that's high, because he set down low and just went up, could not make the catch. What was called a wild pitch? What did they say?
I have not heard.
Wild pitch. Okay.
Yeah.
Should have been. Pitcher should not be that far off.
So 10-2 now, the Rockies lead. Holliday over near his bullpen. It's going to be out of play. Two and two to Hawpe. Helton is the runner at second. Another foul ball. Mariners have a 4-0 lead now over the Dodgers in the 3rd inning. Ken Griffey Jr. just hit a home run, number 620 in his career. And he does not play all the time, sits against some lefties, and he hit that home run off a lefty, Eric Milton.
Eric Milton.
Oh, boy.
It's a long time getting
Sure
back.
is, huh? Seems like he's been out of baseball for 4 or 5 years, and maybe that is how long he's been out. I don't know. But he's pitching for the Dodgers tonight.
He's left-handed too, isn't he?
Well, I had about 7 or 8 people say my wife and I had our first child, and it was a boy. Tie his right hand behind his back and make sure he throws with just his left hand. Half joking too.
Mostly serious. Or a golf club in the other hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Or better yet, a set of books, encyclopedias or something.
Didn't do me any good. Now full count to Hawpe. Payoff pitch to Hop. And he got a curveball a little up in the zone, and he fouled it straight back. Action down in the A's bullpen. It's the lefty, Craig Breslow. Breslow pitched last night. That's just this inning, folks. 40 pitches for. There's Breslow.
Well, you have about 3 batters with 10 pitch at bats. Pitch count can get up very quickly, very high.
And Hawk lays off the curveball, and it's a walk. So a very long inning. Started with a strikeout of Garrett Atkins, then a single, a double, a walk, a pop out, a single, and another walk. Tomorrow afternoon, 12:30, A's pregame live. The ball game at 1 o'clock. Interleague play will come to an end tomorrow for 2009.
Now ready.
The pitching matchup tomorrow afternoon. Vin Mazzaro, Aaron Cook. That's a good matchup. Aaron Cook, a very good pitcher for the Rockies. He's 7-3 on the year, and we enjoy watching Vin Mazzaro. So make sure you join us here in Comcast Sportsnet California. Just off the plate to Troy Tulowitzki. As I look on my scorecard, every Rocky has a hit except Tulowitzki. Rockies have 12 hits total. There's a strike, 1-1. Tulowitzki struck out looking in the first, reached on a fielder's choice, and stole a base in the third, and then hit a fly ball to center field in the fifth. Tulowitzki now 0 for 7 in the series.
Sure, he's got a pretty big pass list.
Yeah. Talked about Troy growing up in the Bay Area last night a little bit.
He said he would follow the A's and listen to all the broadcasts. Said when someone asked him how he got in as far as liking baseball and learning baseball, he said in the parking lot at the Coliseum.
That's awesome.
Early and playing catch, and usually sat in the front row in the bleacher seat so he could get all the foul balls or the home run balls during batting practice and during the game. And a big A's fan.
Fremont High School in Sunnyvale. Great basketball player there as well.
And he's a big boy.
Yeah.
He is a big boy and strong and happy to be in Colorado.
Well, he was not in the minor leagues very long. 22 games in 2005, and then 104 games in 2006 in Double-A, and they called him up. And he played 25 games in the big leagues in 06. So really, the equivalent to maybe 1 year in the minor leagues.
And how about a shortstop and a National League Championship team in 07?
Yeah, that's right.
I'd say it's hard to win a World Series with a rookie shortstop, but it's happened. Not a lot, but I say Tony Kubek, the Yankees, one of the first to start it. A lot of foul balls with 2 strikes in this half inning against Edgar Gonzalez. It's the 13th that I've counted, so the put-away pitch has not been there for Edgar. Don Baylor, first manager of the Rockies, a great hitter. Must be happy with his output tonight. 10 runs and 12 hits.
Another 3-2 to Tulowitzki. It's a shot to center field. That's a base hit. Helton rounds the bag at third. He's going to come in to score. It's an RBI hit for Tulowitzki. And it's a 4-run inning for the Rockies, and Bob Guerin's coming out. Well, Edgar Gonzalez had a very good 5th inning, but just ran out of gas here in the 6th. So the lefty Craig Breslow's coming in.
And about bell tie, similar location. And this one, the third one, identical location, a little bit outside. This one, bell tie. So it's just a matter, and Trevor Cahill knows, and he'd be the first to admit that pitches were up, and just got a chance to see exactly what we were talking about. And location, 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 and those are hitters' location, not pitchers. Breslow is 37th appearance for the A's.
He faces Ian Stewart, who swings at the first pitch. It's one very high. Foul territory. Crosby has it, side retired. 4 runs for the Rockies, bottom of the 6th. Coming up, it's 11-2 Colorado. Well, those A's fans are smiling for the picture.
You know what?
But
you could come to a baseball game and still have a good time.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
you're right. That's a great call by you.
Absolutely. I mean, you come to the park and just, I mean, it's open air. It's not, I mean, just think if you're indoors at the Metrodome or at Tropicana Field where you had to be indoors to watch a game.
So now that group, look, now those are all A's fans. A's are losing 11-2. It's not a good ball game. They're having a good time.
That's right, and that's what it's all about. Come out, have a group gathering, and always something to smile about.
It's kind of like our TV crew. It's not going well right now, but we're still going to have fun, right?
Only if the A's do something.
Close the gap a little bit. First pitch to Kurt Suzuki is in for a strike.
One thing Jorge De La Rosa knows, his main objective now is to throw strikes. And he's done it. He's thrown 76 pitches, 77 now.
As you saw at the bottom of that note, has retired 8 in a row. Suzuki, a 2-run single in the third to bring home both the A's runs. That made it a 5-2 game, so the A's had themselves back in it.
You know what I'm hearing in left field? The drummers, they've not been here for a while. It's been kind of quiet. There they are.
They're trying. It was great today. Ray, driving in is a lot of people tailgating. People at the ballpark very early today. Of course, nice hot day. People were setting it up.
And just
It
think,
had a good smell to it.
Yeah, a few years ago, Troy Tulowitzki was out there.
He was
Tailgating, playing catch, and saying, I want to be a big league player. So the guys come in to the F lot, get ready for the game to start, and there's Troy Tulowitzki out in the parking lot.
You think
from Sunny Hill?
You think when he pulls into this parking lot, whether he's on the team bus or you think some memories come back for him?
Absolutely.
Boy, oh boy.
Where it all started. I mean, great for him to be in a location where it's close to both San Francisco and Oakland to watch baseball all summer.
I was going to say he probably saw the schedule and said, all right, we go to Oakland. And then he's in the Bay Area 3 times to play the Giants.
But he said he didn't like the Giants.
No. And then he's with the right team.
That's right. He's an A's fan the whole way, except now with the Rockies.
1-1 the count to Matt Holliday, the former Rocky.
Said he likes World Championship trophies.
Yeah.
Almost got one in 07. Look at that glove. That glove's been around. I bet that's his gamer from day one. Look at that. That's just like an extension of his hand. That's a gamer.
Wow. Could you imagine if you like pick it up and put it on your hand? You'd be like,
oh, no way, no way. Don't even. It's just like
that's a big no-no.
Surgeon and the scalpels.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. No, that's his livelihood right there. That looks like the one I had when I was a kid. And that's a long time ago. Look at the spread on the fingers. You know what? It's all about him and his hand and its comfort level and fielding ground balls. That's the small second base glove. You want it to be very small if you're playing second. Turn the double play.
One of Rawlings, one of Mizuno.
Yep.
Very close pitch. De La Rosa thought it was a strike. So a full count. And Holliday checks his swing. He did not go. So it's a 1-out walk.
And someone from the dugout could be saying, challenge somebody. You got a 9-run lead. You're throwing a changeup 3-2. But that's pitching. I'm sure Jim Tracy, who's asked Todd Helton to play behind Holliday. Not to hold him on, but that was a changeup trying to get Matt Holliday to chase. He held up and walked it.
So here's Garcia Parra. Couple of ground outs tonight for Nomar. Outside corner strike. That was pitch 88 for De La Rosa. In the hole, and that's a base hit for Garcia Parra. 2 on and 1 out for the A's, and Jason Giambi will hit.
Yeah, the no stride by Garcia Parra. Good effort by Tulowitzki.
Well, the A's looking to string a bunch of hits together. They're going to walk and a hit here in the 6th with 1 out. Giambi 0 for 2. Trying to get Jason going. 1 for his last 16. Talked before about sometimes players look closely at the calendar, and when a new month comes, they take that serious. They think that that is going to be the difference, especially if they're having a tough month. And Jason Giambi hitting just 164 in the month of June, so he's looking forward to July. That is Matt Daly, the right-hander. A lot of pitches for De La Rosa in this inning. He did have a fairly economical 4th inning and 5th inning. There's the hard slider. Be a tough pitch for a left-handed hitter to lay off.
One thing De La Rosa could do is kind of speed up his pace. You get a lead, you almost would just stand on the mound and get the ball and go as quickly as possible.
Setting up high, and it turns out to be a slider. See Phillips raise his glove up. They've been trying to deke the runner at second, maybe. Could be helping Giambi. Ends up being a good breaking pitch.
Orlando Cabrera.
A little bit off. Jason out in front swinging over the pitch.
So that is strikeout number 5 for De La Rosa, and 2 outs for Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera swing and a miss. De La Rosa took a little off. This game and the Mariners Dodgers game, the only 2 still being played. Everything else is done around baseball today. Seattle with a 4-1 lead over LA in the 4th inning. Center field, that's the base hit. Holiday around the bag. The throw to the plate is in time, but he's out. Boy, it looked like Holiday got in. But Tim Timmons called him out. Carlos Gonzalez with a very good throw to the plate and a very close play.
by Cabrera. Ball hit hard, but Carlos Gonzalez, we saw last year, a strong arm. Watch the slide of Matt Holliday. Looked like he was safe, but in a slower one, you can see that Holliday puts his hand on the foot of the catcher, so not on the plate. And so essentially he was blocking him off the plate. There's a great shot. The left hand on the foot as the catcher, Phillips, put his foot at the corner of the plate. And so he touched his foot and not home plate.
He did.
So he tagged him, and excellent play by Phillips. And that's how you block the plate. I mean, ideally, if the runner slides feet first, you can knock his foot off. But the hand is just going to kind of slide over the foot, and as it turned out, it's a good call by Tim Timmons.
Some changes for the A's defensively. Bobby Crosby is now at shortstop. Jack Hanahan is now at third. And we also have a new first baseman. So Hanahan at third, Crosby at short. And Derek Barton is now the first baseman. Craig Breslow stays out on the mound. It's been Cahill for 3 2/3, Edgar Gonzalez for 2, and Breslow got the final out of the 6th. 3-1 now to Garrett Atkins. We had a good play, Ray. Check it out.
Oh, reached over. Oh,
hang with it. Atta baby.
Well, the highlight. Great play. Get another one.
Gotta hang with it. Very high concentration level by that fan.
That's right.
Full count to Atkins, who's 1 for 3. He's going to be 1 for 4. Derek Barton hangs in there. You know how to make a girl happy, Ray? Make a great play.
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Number 5, Carlos Gonzalez.
That's my guy.
Don't know him, but it's my guy. What's your name?
I'm the foul ball catcher. Carlos Gonzalez has had a pretty good night. So what he just did defensively, he's also got offensively a single, a triple, 2 runs scored. It's quickly 0-2. Paul Phillips, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. 11-13-0 for Colorado, 2-5-0 for the Athletics. Derek Barton has it. He'll flip to Breslow in time, 2 outs. So Derek Barton comes in, gets immediate action.
Number 39, Paul Phillips.
Now Paul Phillips, the catcher, will hit. Phillips has been in the middle of the scoring tonight. A sacrifice fly in the 4th. He doubled and scored in the 6th. The Rockies scored 4 times in that 6th inning. I said something last night, Ray, I wanted to correct. Remember we talked briefly about Eric Burns, and I said he's out for the year. That is not the case. Double checked on that. Burns, Diamondbacks, out 4 to 8 weeks, which is still quite a bit of time, but it was a broken bone in his left hand. So I wanted to make sure I corrected that. He's not out for the year. And it's not the hamstrings that bothered him last year, it's actually the hand. The beer hat. You got to drink 4 beers to make a hat like that.
It's got a patent on it. Well, 4 to 8 weeks with halfway point coming up very quickly is pretty close. Just a question It's the bone heals, which usually 6 to 7 weeks, and then rehab time. Broke enough bones. They always told me 6 weeks for the bone to heal.
Yeah.
To get ready. Rally cap in the 7th inning.
Swing and a miss. So Breslow, a 3 up, 3 down inning. He's retired all 4 hitters he has faced. 7th inning stretch coming up 11-2. Tonight, all by the Rockies. They've hit 4. Hop, Stewart, Barmas, Kurt Suzuki knocked in a pair of runs for the A's, but then the Rockies right back at it. That's Seth Smith, and that is the 4 Rocky home runs. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 11-13-0 for Colorado, 2-5-0 for the Athletics. So Jack Cust will lead things off. Bottom of the 7th inning from the Coliseum. Cust, Crosby, and Davis is going to be a new pitcher for the Rockies. The right-hander, Matt Daly, comes in. Daly 0-1 with a ERA 4.30. Swing and a miss by Jack Cust. So 6 good innings from Jorge De La Rosa. Cust checks his swing on that high fastball. 1-1 the count. So De La Rosa 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. 96 pitches. And he sits down with an 11-2 lead. And we get our first look at Matt Daly. Two and two. Daly just turned 27 years old. He's 6'2", 175 pounds, and he is a rookie. Very close pitch.
Anybody that slings the ball like he does, pretty effective.
From Flushing, Queens, New York is Matt Daly. That tells me he probably went to Shea Stadium a few times. Another close pitch, and Cuss takes the walk. So leadoff walk, and Bobby Crosby will hit.
Number 7, Bobby Crosby.
Crosby looking for his first hit tonight. Bobby, another one of those guys who's probably looking for the month of June to come to a close. Bobby just 6 hits in his last 52 at bats. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
On the other hand, Mark Ellis looking forward to tomorrow, as he will be activated. Springer loosens the A's bullpen. So somebody will be heading back to AAA to make room for Mark Ellis. He was put on the 60-day disabled list to make room for Craig Breslow to get him on the roster. He claimed on waivers back from the Twins.
So that's 60 days. Mark Ellis probably felt like,
oh, it's a year.
Yeah.
And on top of it, Sarah, his wife, expecting their second child sometime this coming week, as the A's on Thursday will depart for Cleveland for a 10-day road trip, or 9 games in 10 days, off day in between Boston and Tampa.
So of course it's the longest road trip of the year when your wife's expecting.
Well, of course, couldn't happen during the 60 days he's on the disabled list.
No, why would it?
But we wish them well. It's a little girl, as he said, and we're looking forward to getting a sister for Briggs Ellis.
Shallow left field. Smith racing in, still racing in. He'll play it on a hop. Bobby Crosby has a base hit.
Well, if Crosby hits again in this inning, the A's are going to have a heck of an inning. So new pitcher, 2 batters, 2 base runners. Rally caps. Oh,
those are good ones. Oh, the Chiro.
Oh, rally cap.
Oh, one of my favorites. The Chiro.
Check it out. He's ready. Rally cap, sunglasses upside down.
He's Mr. Cool.
It's still sunny someplace.
Yeah. That young man, Mr. Cool as well. First pitch to Rajay Davis. Swing and a miss. Just saw a note, Ray, and interesting. A trade just happened about a half hour ago, and it's a fairly significant player. Phillips slips and cannot make the catch. Let's hope he's okay.
Oh, those on-deck circles are
hard plastic.
It's a hard plastic and very slippery, as he just found out. Not much you can do. You just have to be aware of it. It's just like home plate. He went over and watch him just go zoop. Looks like he's all right. That is a weird feeling. No, you're under control. You've got it. Looking up, and then feet come out from under you.
So the guy who was traded today, just moments ago, Ray, Mark DeRosa. He's a pretty good player. Cleveland Indians traded DeRosa to the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a fairly significant move. And minor league pitcher, I believe it's a minor league pitcher, and a player to be named later. It's Chris Perez is the pitcher's name.
And the player to be named later is not Albert Pujols.
I don't think so.
Where's DeRosa going to play? Did it say?
Well,
third base.
I think the fact is what makes him, to me, attractive to a lot of teams is he can play left field, right field, third, first. I mean, he's a very, very good player. And the Indians are really struggling. They lost again tonight, and they're 31-45, and they have the worst record in the American League. So DeRosa is gone, and DeRosa 34 years old, and he'll be a free agent after this year.
Troy Gloss, injured shoulder, so Cardinals looking for some help.
But that's
it's a good pickup.
It's a good player, yeah.
And it's done at a time. CC Sabathia last year traded in June, or actually July 31st, the trading deadline. I think it was July, maybe much prior to the deadline. They were going to try to improve their pitching staff, which they did, and he helped them. And this game, same for DeRosa.
Cardinals won tonight 5-3. So with the Brewers winning and the Cardinals winning, they remain tied for first place in that NL Central. But DeRosa with the Indians this year, a .270 average with 13 homers and 50 RBIs. So he was in the top 10 in RBIs in the American League.
What a player he was when he's with the Rangers before he went to the Cubs and then signed to the Indians. But the Rangers seemed like every time the A's played Texas, he was right in the middle, doing some serious damage against the A's.
Yeah, I always thought he was a very, very good player. There was a little controversy in Chicago last year, Ray, when the Cubs traded him to the Indians. He had a couple really good years for the Cubs, but they traded him to Cleveland, and they said the reason is they felt like their lineup was too right-handed heavy. So they traded DeRosa, who's a 20 homer 85 RBI guy, and they signed Milton Bradley because Milton Bradley is a switch hitter, so he balances out their lineup, they felt, and they gave Milton Bradley $30 million for 3 years.
Well, he's a happy player, so they like to have.
He is not a happy guy. So, I mean, to me, and I kind of thought this at the time, I understand you want to balance your lineup a little bit. And that this is nothing against Milton Bradley, but a player like that can play 3 or 4 positions and play them all well and hit in the middle of your lineup. And from what I understand, a terrific clubhouse guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, not much wrong with him, except if you're a pitcher, he hits you all the time.
Yeah.
But is that the beginning of what's going to start happening in Cleveland?
Well, that's a very good call, and we'll be in Cleveland on this upcoming road trip. In fact, we'll be in Cleveland next week at this time, and it'll be interesting to see. Victor Martinez is a free agent to be. Very good offensive player. The Indians just have not had a good year.
It's too bad for them because
base hit left field for Adam Kennedy.
Oh.
And they're going to send Jack Cust home. The throw to the plate is not in time. So Cust scores. Seth Smith had a little trouble out there in left field. So it's a run for the A's, 11-3.
Well, heads up by A's third base coach Mike Gallego, and noticing that left fielder Smith on the wet turf slipped, and Gallego, as the runner Jack Cust hesitated, did not know if the ball was going to be caught. But once Smith went down, Cust did not stop at third and kept going as instructed by Gallego. There's a hesitation, and then Key run hard and was able to score and not be thrown out as Holiday was last time.
Well, a little bit of the wet grass gets Seth Smith. Looks like our old friend Alan Embry just starting to get loose out in the Rockies bullpen. There's our guy, Alan Embry.
And his son Ace is with him, and Ace is growing.
Is he?
Oh. He shot up about 6 to 8 inches, it seemed like, since last year when we saw him, September. Good young man, and Papa's happy to have him with him on the road trips.
Ace Embry.
Yep.
Only one position you can play in the baseball field if your name is Ace Embry. Suzuki takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Two-run single for Kurt. That happened in the third inning to give him 30 RBIs now in the year. You don't see Kurt Suzuki take a bad swing very often. He did there, but very rarely. Oh, 2 with Crosby at second and Kennedy at first. Now Daly's going to step off. Fastball, swing and a miss by Suzuki. So on 3 pitches, Suzuki strikes out. So a couple of strikeouts for Daly here in the 7th inning.
Left fielder, number 5, Matt Holliday.
So Holliday will hit. You get a big one from Holliday here, and you've closed the gap significantly. Holliday, a single, a strikeout, and a walk. Slider snaps in for a strike to Holliday. And Matt now 3 for 5 with a couple of walks in this series against his former team. Strike 2 on the outside corner. Holliday immediately has some words with Tim Timmons. They disagreed on the out call at home plate on the play at the plate. Holliday was tagged out.
It's like the delivery by Daly is one in which the A's hitters cannot pick it up, especially with Suzuki swinging and missing the way he did.
Good take there by Holliday, so the count even at 2-2. A run in for the A's on Adam Kennedy's RBI single. Mariners still leading the Dodgers 4-1 in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch inning for Matt Daly. Liner to Lewitzki, spins and throws, and what a play on both ends. Tulowitzki and Todd Helton. Check it out, folks. It's a heck of a play. A's get a run in the 7th. We're headed to the 8th.
10,000 kids 14 and under will not receive that. They will receive the one here. We don't know about that one, but receiving Oakland A's baseball hat brought to you by A's Banking at Bank of America. Tickets are on sale now. Call 877-493-BALL. What is that called? What he's wearing?
A bad hat. The effort's good.
Yeah. It's probably that he made that too. That is a manufacturer. Probably looking for a promo giveaway, but no.
New pitcher for the Athletics. It's Russ Springer. There's a few more changes for the A's defensively. We'll give you those in just a moment. This is the top of the order for Colorado. Seth Smith, followed by Barmes, and then Helton. Ryan Sweeney is now in the game. He's in left field. Adam Kennedy goes to third base from second base. And Jack Hanahan has slid from third to second. So the infield is Kennedy at third, Crosby at short, Hanahan at second, Barton at first. So lots of changes.
Springer, his 32nd appearance. And Landon Powell is not in the game.
2-2 to Seth Smith.
Kennedy played right field one game. Other than that, he's played every inning at second, right?
I think so, yeah.
Maybe anticipation of tomorrow's game.
Say he's going to get a couple innings of work, and don't be surprised if he's standing at third base tomorrow.
You seem to think first base with Jason playing first tonight, or at least starting. And we don't know now that Jason's been out for a couple of innings.
Fastball from Springer.
What happens tomorrow, but he'll be in the lineup somewhere.
So one out here in the top of the eighth, and Clint Barmes will step in.
Adam Kennedy, number 29, is now playing third base. Now batting, number 12, Clint Barmes.
So does your scorebook look a little bit like a spring training scorebook?
Exactly. Especially in the defensive alignment. Spring training, all the hitters would be out of the game. A's are, but they're down by 8 runs, so that's a difference in the two lineups. But the A's only the second time this month of June, and they entered play tonight with a record of 12-12 in June. And although that's the 500 mark, that will fall below 500 unless they can come back tonight with a couple of games, make it 3 remaining in the month of June. Next off day would be Thursday. But disappointing in a sense that after losing the first game to Chicago, first day of the month of June, they rattled off 7 consecutive wins.
Yeah, you feel like you're rolling. You're going to have the big month of June.
Well, just like the Rockies in the month they've had in June. It's been outstanding. Got them above 500, and not the fact they're in the Western Division of the National League. They'd be in contention someplace, but they're playing well. Still a lot of baseball remaining.
Rockies are 18-6 in June.
That is interesting. The A's 7-game winning streak this year was ended by the Twins when the Twins beat the A's 10-5. The only other time the A's have given up double figures in runs this month was also the Twins when the A's had the 20-game winning streak. The streak ended and was ended by the Twins. The A's 7 consecutive seasons of having a winning record in the month of June.
Well, I was to the point where you were just expecting them to play well in June. The Rockies have done that. They were 20-32, and then they started their 11-game winning streak. Derek Barton in foul territory. He's got it. The Rockies had an 11-game winning streak, and then they lost a game, and then they won 2, 3, 6 more. So it was a stretch of 17 wins in 18 games. Here's Todd Helton. Helton popped out to second, walked and scored, grounded out to second, and had a 2-run single in the 6th, and he scored a run there. So he scored 2, knocked in 2. He's now got 53 RBIs. Springer's been around a long time in the National League. Helton's been around, so these two have seen each other, I'm sure. There's a fastball right there, 93 miles an hour from Springer. 1-2 the count.
And a sneaky fastball. That's what we saw from Russ Springer at the beginning of the season. And when he's at his best is when the ball just comes out of his hand, just nice and easy. And on the board it is in that low to mid 90s. Set up with a 4-seam fastball grip.
Right center. And that's going to find the gap. And it one-hops the wall. Todd Helton is going to get to second, and he'll stop there with a 2-out double. So Helton is 2 for 4. So that is hit number 14 for the Rockies.
This location, ball was supposed to be away, ended up inside to Helton. So a very quick bat to be able to turn on it.
Number 19, Ryan Spilborghs, batting for Hop.
So Ryan Spilborghs will hit for Brad Hopp. So Brad Hopp finishes the night 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Of those 14 hits for the Rockies, 7 of them are extra base hits, including 4 home runs. Spilborghs is the first extra player used tonight by Jim Tracy, the manager of the Rockies. Swing and a miss. So 1-1 to Spilborghs. Oh for 4 last night for Spilborghs. He did score a couple runs for Colorado. So it's been Cahill, Gonzalez, Craig Breslow, Russ Springer. Breslow with a good inning and a third tonight. Swing and a miss with a slider. So Spilborghs strikes out. A couple of strikeouts for Russ Springer. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's 11-3 Colorado. Cash. It's giving away $12,000 cash daily. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Well, it's a beautiful night for baseball, but the bugs are out. Tom Atkins, one of our terrific cameramen. Be careful, Tom. We don't want anything to happen to you.
That's what happened to Jabba Chamberlain in Cleveland in the postseason a couple of years ago. Up the end of that. Was that Chamberlain?
I think it was.
I think it was, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to see that Tom Atkins isn't the only guy that has bugs around. Then I'd be worried about Tom.
Number 35, Landon Powell.
Landon Powell's going to hit. Powell will hit for Garcia Parra.
Well, he's hitting in the DH row. That's just in case something were to happen. Then he is the last position player. So
nothing to worry about.
Yeah, just making sure that he's going to still be in the lineup. Could get rid of the DH if necessary. Have the pitcher hit in that spot. Alan Embry, the ace in the pitch for Colorado.
Spilborn stays in the game in right field. First pitch to Powell is way outside, or second pitch to Powell, 1-1 count. Matt Daly gives up a run in his 1 inning of work.
And Alan Embry was saying that 6.30 earned run average, result of just a couple of outings. Otherwise, he would be down in the sub-2. But when you're a reliever and pitching an inning a game, you have a bad game or two, the ERA can jump up very quickly, and it takes a long time to get it down.
There they are, Ray. The bugs are out, man. People are not happy. Maybe it's the warm weather, huh?
I just had one on me.
Stop it.
Yeah.
That's not funny. Actually, you're right. There's one on my scorecard. It just landed.
So the Rockies don't have a DH anymore. Said that Emery's got a hit in Helton's spot.
I don't think they're too worried about it.
No.
3-2 now to Landon.
Let's make it hurt.
That's right.
Yeah. What a comeback. What a story this would be.
Derek Barton will hit next. 3-2 to Powell. Good swing there by Landon Powell. Fouled to straight back.
Folks back in Diamond level must have the Bucks on them because they're leaving also.
Well, you know what, Ray? I mean, just looking down in the lower section, you can see people swatting at him, and I don't know what it's all about. It's serious. I mean, there's people there. Half the crowd down below us is doing that.
Now batting, number 10, Derek Barton.
Who knows? So Derek Barton will hit. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is Barton's first at bat tonight. Takes a first pitch strike.
I think there's someone home plate. Tim is just
they are
flashing some away.
Look at that. Don't have to worry about their faces. Barton had a couple of at-bats last night. It was pinch hit for. He was in the starting lineup. It was 0 for 2. Now it's 1 and 2 from Embry. Jack Hanahan will be next for the A's here in the 8th.
Is that rain?
I'm telling you, folks, something weird's going on. Count stays 2 and 2. Remember to join us tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon. 12:30 the pregame show, and then 1 o'clock the ball game. And the Rockies will head out of town. They will go and play the Dodgers. And the A's will get set to host the Detroit Tigers. Tigers in first place in the AL Central, and they are having a very good year. Lost today, but Detroit 41 and 33. And it's a walk. So Barton, good at bat against Allen Embry.
He's trying to throw a fastball down the middle to let Martin put the ball in play. Started out 0 and 2, but Derek Barton worked it to 3 and 2 and finally drew the walk. Very frustrating for the veteran Allen Embry to get ahead and then have Barton foul off a couple of pitches and ultimately walk it.
Embry faces Hanahan, and there's a strike. It's funny, Ray, talking about the Tigers. I was looking at the Tigers' offensive numbers, individual stats for their team. You know who's leading the Tigers in both home runs and RBIs? It's a trick question.
Curtis Kramers.
Brandon Inch.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That was my next guess. It's not a trick. He's good.
He is good.
Happens to be having a heck of a year. And as he said when we were in Detroit, the fact that he's playing only third base. Yeah. One position, not moving around.
He's tied with Granderson for home runs, 17, and he has 49 RBIs, a couple more than Miguel Cabrera, their big slugger. Hanahan rolls one into right field for a base hit. So the A's have 2 on and 1 out here in the 8th.
Now batting, right fielder, number 32.
So here's Cust.
Cust.
Are they coming up in the booth?
Yeah, they're on my scorecard.
A couple on the monitor.
Bug alert, bug alert.
Wow. That's what we usually show when it's raining.
All bugs, and they're all over the place. Cust is 0 for 2. He walked and scored in the 7th inning. Way inside. Jack's average now at 225. Right at the knees from Embry.
He's still with very good velocity at 94 with that fastball, so he's not lost anything off the heater. Pitching a lot of years out of the bullpen.
One and two. Well, the notes say Alan Embry has sole possession of 30th place on the all-time appearance list. And 6th among active pitchers in appearances. Martin and Hanahan are the runners. And now it's 2-2. Embry's ready, so is Cust. That's lined to center, and that's a base hit. Barton rounds the bag at third. He'll come in to score. Jack Cust has an RBI single, and it's 11-4. That's good to see Cust just go right back up the middle against a left-hander.
And the one out walk to Barton, a good at bat by him, and equally for Jack Cust taking the outside fastball back up the middle.
So for Cust, it's RBI number 38 on the year. And he ties Jason Giambi, and they're one behind Matt Holliday for the team lead. So 23 hits now in the ballgame, 9 by the A's. Here's Crosby. Just one out here in the 8th. And that's a base hit to center field. Jack Hanahan's being waved home. The throw to the plate is not in time as Hanahan slides past it. Puts his hand on home plate, and it's 11-5.
Not a move Jim Tracy wanted to make or wants to make, but Bobby Crosby, first pitch hitting against his former teammate. Back up the middle, and then a close play. Again, this throw is very strong by Carlos Gonzalez, but this time Jack Hanahan, a nice slide going around, gets the foot in on the plate. Excellent play.
So pitching change. Rick Ratus
Center fielder.
is not
Number
losing
11,
his mind. He's fighting the
Rajay
bugs.
Davis.
Hang in there, Rick. Oh boy, the bugs have become the story. Rajay Davis steps in. The new pitcher is Juan Rincon. Fourth pitcher of the night for the Rockies. So the A's making some noise here in the eighth. Rincon started the year with the Detroit Tigers, but he struggled with them, and he was designated for assignment on May 13th, and the Rockies picked him up.
Always had a good arm.
Oh, 0-2 to Rajay Davis. So Alan Embry faces 5 hitters and gets just one of them out. Allows 3 hits and a walk and a couple of runs so far. Cust is at second, Crosby at first. Those are Embry's runners as well. So this will not be a good night for the ERA of Alan Embry.
I just added to the ones that he's already had that inflated his ERA, and you're right, this one doesn't help.
Pop up behind first, and Garrett Atkins, who is now in at first base, makes a very nice play. That's the move that Ray talked about, where Atkins was the DH. Now he's at first, so there is no DH anymore for the Rockies. The pitcher spot is the 3rd spot. The 2 outs for Adam Kennedy. Kennedy's had a couple of hits tonight. Knocked in a run in the 7th inning with a base hit to left field.
Been a long night for Tim Timmons, home plate umpire.
Over 3 hours. About 3 hours and 10 minutes so far, and we're in the bottom of the 8th. Slowly hit. Atkins picks it up, steps on the bag side, retired. A's get a couple of runs on 3 hits. 9th inning coming up. It's Colorado 11 and the A's 5.
Fans, this year when you can't be home to watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet California, check out MLB.tv. You can log on to the internet to watch every out-of-market game of the season live. For more details, visit OaklandAthletics.com, where baseball is always on. That's OaklandAthletics.com. Keeping a scorebook, making all those changes. No DH for the Rockies. Take that home and frame it. This has been a game that I always want to remember. Michael Wirtz's 35th appearance for the A's.
He'll face Tulowitzki, Stewart, and Atkins. Wirtz last pitched on Wednesday, so he's had a couple of days off. Russ Springer, good inning of work in the 8th. Gave up 1 hit, no runs, and a couple of strikeouts for Springer. Line drive to left field, and that's a hit. Sweeney gets over to cut it off. Tulowitzki is 2 for 5. And that is 15 hits now for the Rockies. They had 6 hits in last night's game.
Number 9, Ian Stewart.
So Ian Stewart will hit. Stewart hit a home run in the 2nd inning, a solo shot.
It's Quintanilla.
Yeah, I stand corrected. It is not Stewart. It's Omar Quintanilla. So Stewart finishes 1 for 4 on the night. Omar Quintanilla was an A's farmhand for a while, and he swings and misses. So Quintanilla is retired.
It's a big thank you there. Sit around 3.5 hours. Go up and try to hit that great slider, or although you think it's a splitter, throw my Michael Wirtz.
Garrett Atkins will hit. Atkins 1 for 4. So overall, Atkins is 4 for 8 in this series. He had the big night last night, 3 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs. Well, the Rockies would love to see Garrett Atkins get hot. He's really had a down year so far, and this is a big time run producer for the Rockies the last 3 or 4 years. He's got 7 hits in his last 12 at bats, so maybe he's starting to heat up.
I understand he's one of the players who's offered a long-term deal and turned it down, and struggling this year. So those things happen.
Fouls that one off Suzuki.
A lot of players would say, as they're approaching free agency, sign me up before I get into the offseason. There are some who say, not going to talk to anybody. Jermaine Dye actually said in Chicago he's going to wait till the end of the season. Some do not want to go through the free agent period of time and worry about what's going to happen.
Shot at Kennedy, and he did his best to slow it down, and he did a little bit, but that's a hard hit ball, and that's going to be a hit for Atkins.
Can you put me back at second, please?
Yeah, really.
It's a hot corner over there. Shot by Atkins, and Kennedy had very little time to react as the ball got on him so quickly.
So Carlos Gonzalez steps in. Gonzalez 2 for 4. Good pitch there by Wirtz. Rockies would love to see what Carlos Gonzalez can do. Let him play every day, but you're also playing into the postseason. They've turned their season around. Certainly got a long ways to go in their division, as Ray mentioned, with the Dodgers. But at some point, you're going to start talking about the wild card teams that are way to get in, and the Rockies may very well be in that conversation. Two and two now to Gonzalez.
Next Friday is the 3rd of July. That means Manny Ramirez, who is on his rehab, are actually playing minor league baseball now. He's eligible to rejoin the Dodgers.
Record-wise, at least, and we saw the Dodgers, and they're very good. I mean, Dodgers are clearly, to me, the class of the National League. Gonzalez swings and misses. So he is now 2 for 5.
Hard slider down and in for Michael Wirtz. It's a good one. Carlos is one of the high fastball for strike 2. Goes after the low slider for a swing and miss.
Here's the catcher, Paul Phillips. In for a strike. Manny Ramirez hit a home run tonight for his, what do you want to call it? Rehab assignment?
In essence, that's what it is.
I guess that is what it is. He's playing in the California League right now. Inland Empire.
And you know, those owners of those minor league clubs where he's going to be playing are loving every minute of it.
Big time.
Yeah. Sold out houses, and probably created a Manny Ramirez bobblehead just for a special giveaway.
Yeah. Well, I know he was in AAA for a couple nights, and they had huge crowds.
He had 50 days to create a bobblehead, so.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Michael Wirtz, and Wirtz ends up striking out the side. He does give up a couple of hits. Bottom of the ninth coming up, 11-5 Colorado. Baseball recaps. the newest member of the Sharks. NHL draft just finished up. Jamie Sire, Dave Benz in the studio. That's Sportsnet Central, 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Bottom of the ninth inning from the Coliseum. It's 11-5 Colorado. Omar Quintanilla stays in the game at third base. Kurt Suzuki is going to lead it off. It'll be Suzuki, Sweeney, and Powell. First pitch from Juan Rincon in for a strike. Kurt Suzuki is 1 for 4 in the ball game. Pair of RBIs. Kurt's average now, he's staying pretty steady right around the 275 mark. Right now at 277. And that one's lined to right center, and that's going to get down, and it's going to roll all the way to the wall. And Kurt Suzuki with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the ninth.
A great swing by Kurt Suzuki, and he waits so well in the off-speed pitch from Rincon. A hanger, and Kurt stays back with 2 strikes. Side protects and just takes everything forward right into the ball, and great shot into right center. So 2-strike hitting, opposite field hitting for Kurt Suzuki.
So Ryan Sweeney steps in. And there's a fastball right there for a strike. First at bat in the ball game for Sweeney. Matt Holliday, who this is Holliday's spot in the lineup, went 1 for 3 with a single and a walk tonight. The A's have 11 hits in the game. And there's another hit. Suzuki will stop at third. Ryan Sweeney's aboard.
Been a very productive last couple of innings, and now make it 3 innings for the Athletics. Fastball, and Ryan Sweeney back up the middle. As the A's have been doing a good job exactly that, going up the middle with pitches.
Well, the A's had 2 hits in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and 2 more here in the 9th. Well, that coming after getting just 3 hits total through the first 5 innings. And Houston Street is up. Landon Powell hit a fly ball to right field in the 8th inning. So this is his second at bat, and he takes a strike. Derek Barton is in the on-deck circle. That one's driven right center, and that's going to get down, and that's going to go to the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Sweeney. He will score. It's 11-7. So Powell with a couple of RBIs.
Another breaking ball from Rincon, and his fastball low 90s, but he's staying with a breaking ball. Suzuki with a double, and now Landon Powell with a run scoring, make it 2 runs scored. So once again, Powell driving in runs as he drives in 2 with a double to right center.
Bob Apodaca, the pitching coach, is coming out. I think there's been a couple trips to the mound that the Rockies coaching staff didn't want to make and probably didn't think they'd have to make. But the A's scored 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and they have certainly closed the gap. It's now 11-7. Still work to be done, but they're making it interesting.
Houston Street is one base runner away for the A's from being in this ballgame.
Yep.
Rincon with the Twins pitched well.
Yeah, he was a pretty good reliever for them. Derek Barton walked and scored in the 8th. He did that against Alan Embry. Drive to right. Spilmores into the corner off the top of the wall. Landon Powell is going to be held, and now the ball rolls away. Powell will score. Barton to third. Spilmores, when he threw it, I think it slipped out of his hand, and it shot to his right. 11-8.
Jim Tracy can't believe it. So Derek Barton, who hit a ball almost out of the park, slid into second base. And then when the ball got away, Tracy's going to make a pitching change, but first we'll watch a ball that came close to leaving the yard, just about a foot, and that was a changeup, and it went to right center. Oh, he threw it to Gonzalez. That's what it was. He threw it to Carlos. Get the ball back in. So Houston Street sitting down there just enjoying a very big lead, and now he's in the game.
So we got action, folks. Here comes Street, 11-8. Most saves before the age of 26 in Major League Baseball history. Street is 4th on the list.
Well, he has every baseball that is recorded to save. Started with his first for the Athletics, and I think the A's would like to see number 112 wait till another day.
Well, it was 11-2 after 6 innings. After 7 innings, it was 11-3. After 8 innings, it was 11-5. Now it's 11-8.
Well, they will come in and pitch out of the windup with Barton going to third on the air by Spilmore.
Outside to Jack Hanahan. You think about it, right? Holiday out of the lineup. Giambi out of the lineup. Garciaparra out of the lineup. Cabrera out of the lineup. Popped up behind third. Tulowitzki and Smith come together. Tulowitzki has it, and that's the first down. And sometimes that first out is the biggest out. Except for, of course, the final one.
Now batting, right fielder.
You get some momentum rolling.
Jack Cust.
So Cust will hit. Strikeout, a ground out, a walk, and an RBI single for Cust. Just need one more base runner to get the tying run to the plate. Bobby Crosby is in the on-deck circle.
Another familiar number 20 that we saw with Houston Street. Now wearing the number 16, it was Chris Iannetta who is wearing 20 for the Rockies. He wanted 23. He thought about that, but Greg Smith, who was traded with Houston Street, was able to get 23. So he went to the number 16, which happens to be his father's number when he played at Texas football.
We've shown the highlights.
And Houston said the dad came to spring training and all he did was turn around. Dad didn't know what number he was wearing and turned around and saw 16. And obviously James Street very proud of his son and happy that he's wearing number 16. His number is great quarterback, Texas.
So Cust behind in the count, 1-2. After Bobby Crosby, who is in the on-deck circle, and it would be Rajay Davis.
He almost balked. Got what he thought was a sign and then started and then stopped very quickly, but that's enough in some cases to call the ball. Any sort of flinch by the pitcher as he's winding up. Sometimes they see a sign they think is the one they want, then the catcher continues. Change up.
And a good take, full count.
Eight runs and 14 hits. Usually going to win a lot of games. Right now, though, the A's are trailing by 3.
And a foul ball.
So it's Houston last night picking up the save. The ball back off his right arm, and he immediately said, "I'm okay." Got Bobby Crosby to end the game.
Again, the 3-2 to Cust. And it's low, and he walked him. So the tying run will come to the plate with just one out.
Now batting, shortstop, number 7, Bobby Crosby.
Here's Crosby. Barton at third, Cust at first. Bailey in the bullpen. Swing and a miss on a slider out of the strike zone.
This pitch that struck out Bobby Crosby last night. It's a slider that really starts as a ball as soon as it leaves the hand of Houston Street. But it looks so good in the fact that Street is throwing back with the same velocity that it was prior to last year. Not too long ago, the A's were not being held at first. It's such a lead the Rockies had.
Take there by Crosby to even the count at 1-1.
As a hitter in this situation, you can almost figure that every pitch is going to be outside. Pitcher usually does not want to take a chance of making a mistake in the inner part of the plate. Get her a chance to hit a home run. In this case, a right-hander.
Drive right field, but in the ballpark. Spielborgs has it. Barton will come in to tag, so it's 11-9. Sacrifice fly for Crosby.
That's a good swing as Houston Street left the slider up to Crosby. But again, by staying away, he was going to have to hit it out to right field. He was not given the chance on the inner part of the plate to pull it to shorter distance. Now, Rajay hit a ball left center, hit it inside the park home run.
There you go.
And tie the game.
Remember, the A's have used all their position players. Davis fights one off. Rajay is 0 for 3. He walked and scored in the third. So the A's with 4 runs here in the bottom of the ninth, but still a couple runs short. And if anything, you got the other team's closer in the ball game in a game that the other team probably never thought that would happen. It was 11-2. Now it's 11-9. 2-1.
And that attempt is not a bad idea. Rajay thinking about dragging the ball to third base. And with his speed, if he gets it first, an extra base hit would score him. Kennedy in the on-deck circle, would be the ninth hitter in this inning if Rajay can keep it going.
Right on the outside corner. It's 2-2. Cust is the runner at first. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with the slider, and that's the ball game. So the A's late rally comes up short. They score 4 in the ninth, but it's not enough. So the Rockies haul out the long ball tonight. They hit 4 home runs in the ball game, and they beat the Oakland A's for the second night in a row. 11-9 is the final tonight here at the Coliseum. We'll be back again tomorrow. 1 o'clock will be the first pitch for the third and final game of this